Happy Movie Thursday, everybody. We're gonna go see Deadpool. It comes out in theaters today. I'm with Mary, I'm with Jesse. They're off camera. Everybody's grumpy. We're all racing to get to see a movie at 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. Let's go see how this pans out. This movie theater is packed. No seats left for 7 o'clock showing. Alright, we are done seeing Deadpool, the movie. We're bucking the system. We're not standing in front of that poster because they put it right in front of the door to get in the place.
And we don't want
And we look ridiculous. So, and there was other people filming around the theater too, so this is not their review.
No.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, we should have gotten in their reviews.
What?
We should have. We should have just stood right behind them.
The other people that were filming over there.
They were filming.
Yeah, there was two people that were filming right by the other poster.
What are you talking about?
No. Anyway, we should just make guest cameos and just shoot into other people's videos. Yeah, so if you're going to see the movie, green screen us in. So, anyway, we're going to talk about the movie a lot when we get back home, but just really quick, because there's a lot of traffic getting out of this parking lot anyways. Before seeing Deadpool, just to give a frame of reference, I was not a big Deadpool character fan from the comics, full disclosure.
I know nothing about it.
I'm a big X-Men fan, and obviously a big comic fan, but Deadpool, the character himself, never really that big of a fan of that character. To me, I always thought more like the wisecracking and type stuff was very too much in line with the Spider-Man character that I grew up liking. But so I wasn't necessarily looking forward to seeing the movie as much as others, especially with the commercial playing every single commercial break for the shows that I was watching. But Mary didn't know anything about the character.
Nothing.
Jesse had some frame of reference, but not much other than pop culture with Deadpool. And quickly, we'll get into detail in the movie when we get back to the house. But Mary scale out of 5.
Well, there's a bunch of risky things in there, so it's not as a...
This movie is a rated R movie. This is not a kid's superhero movie. It's not Captain America. It's not the Avengers.
Yeah,
anyway, go ahead.
That's the only drawback.
So, but anyway, Mary scale out of 5.
4.
That's... The Mary scale has always been elevated, so that means the movie must have sucked if you gave it a 4.
No, it was really awesome, but there was some things in there that, I can't, kids can't watch it.
What are you, like 10 years old? You're not a kid.
No, but it's
But you're
really
not rating this for a kid, you're rating it for you.
It is 4.5, because I thought it was pretty
now we're like pulling it out of her.
I
This
think
Mary
it's
scale is just hit the
hysterical.
tubes. Take the Mary scale shirt out of the Spreadshirt site. Because this is ridiculous.
It was hysterical.
Okay.
It was really hysterical.
Jess, what do you think?
Cinco.
5 out of 5?
See.
Okay. For me, I would give it a 4 out of 5. And when we get back to the house, I'll tell you why. Alright, we are back home. And we are joined by special guest reviewer, Sammy. Alright, so Jesse had the movie at a 5. Mary had it at a 4.5, and I had it at a 4. I will say I really enjoyed this movie, so don't take that 4 as a bad thing, because I think when I gave Force Awakens like a 4, all of a sudden everybody was like, wow, man, you said the movie sucked. I'm not saying that at all. I thoroughly loved this movie.
Oh, we laughed through the whole entire thing.
The movie is very, very funny. It's very adult themed. It is excessively violent and gory. Lots of kind of gratuitous nudity.
Yes.
A lot of
everything a guy would like.
a lot of adult jokes.
Yeah, everything that teenagers would like. So, Ryan Reynolds plays the same character, I think, that he plays in every film that Ryan Reynolds is in. So it's not like he's like overstretching his acting ability.
No, but he fits perfect.
Yeah, let's be real. He's not, he's not Leonardo DiCaprio or, you know, he's not a world-class actor. That's what we're getting at. And I'm drawing a blank. So.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, but it fits. He plays the same character that he played when he did the Green Lantern stuff. This movie has a couple of really funny jabs at the Green Lantern as well that really made me laugh.
Yes, it did. In the beginning credits.
Yeah, and you know, it has a lot going for it, but I don't want to keep dominating everything. What did you like?
Oh, it's just the one-liners through the whole entire movie. It just killed me.
And Jessie?
Everything.
Jessie is excessively tired.
Yes.
But she loved it. I couldn't see her expression because for once, I think in the last like 10 years, Mary sat next to me instead of Jessie.
Yep.
So.
But she did laugh out loud, really loudly at one point. One of the jokes, she just belted out one. I was like, I had to turn and see if it was her or not.
You didn't do that.
Yes, I did. It was really funny.
With no cell, Mary's funny. So, like I said before, Deadpool, not my favorite character in comic books, but, you know, the movie really won me over. I think you know, it's a difficult task to do origin movies for comics, and for me, the first couple of like X-Men movies I thought were like really awful films. I really loved the last two. So what you guys, you know, without getting too deep, you know, there's two houses that are making Marvel movies these days. This is not the one that's connected to the rest of the Marvel universe. This is the franchise that's connected to like X-Men, and I would say Fantastic Four, but you know, Marvel took those guys over too. So you know, this fits well with the X-Men universe. I can see, you know, hopefully maybe we see a Deadpool cameo maybe in the next X-Men movie. I'm not sure, but overall, what we did get to see in this movie, because it is connected to the X-Men at least, is some continuity with the X-Men characters, which, by the way, you know, I love that franchise, but my favorite character from the X-Men, I'll give you three at least, would be Colossus, Cyclops, and Iceman, and you know, Colossus I saw in the commercial, and I think that's kind of, I'm distracted because the cats are fighting each other off camera. Colossus plays a big role in this movie, and when you see him in the commercial, at first I kind of like marked out like wrestling term. I was like, whoa, the Colossus in the commercial. Like I had no idea he was in the movie until like, you know, they started playing that commercial every 5 minutes. But he plays a big role, and he is really a funny character, and I think that they've taken, at least from like the X-Men perspective, what I always said about the Avengers is it's kind of like B-list superheroes, you know, with the exception of like Hulk. You know, to me, like the, you know, major comic book heroes were always like Hulk, Spider-Man, and stuff like that. But the Avengers did a great job of taking other characters, you know, like Captain America or Thor. You know, like, you know, when I was young, who wanted to buy a Thor comic? You know, probably not a lot of people. But X-Men, they've taken Colossus, who is always kind of like support character, and they've made him into a major character in this movie. And
he has a support.
Yeah, and it was really awesome. I loved it. It wasn't just like a small role. I mean, he takes up like 20% or more of the movie.
Yep.
As far as bad guys, you know, this kind of does away with some of the earlier Wolverine movies. So, like, you know, it's just kind of like they're just, you know, just like, God bless you. They're just like, the hell with those old movies. They don't mean anything anymore.
But Wolverine was mentioned a bunch of times.
Yeah, and, you know, which is kind of funny because I don't believe Wolverine is part of the X-Men franchise going forward. Although, if I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll probably get like 1,000 comments below. But Hugh Jackman and the Wolverine character kind of play a couple parts in the movie. Not physically in the movie, but
mentioned.
The soundtrack to the movie, it just does very much in line with Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think one of the key wins for Guardians to me, which I would put higher than this movie, I put Guardians on the level of the first Avengers movie and say that those are kind of my two favorite comic book movies to date. But Guardians brought a lot of like 80s nostalgia type music into the fold. And this movie did as well. So you know, it kind of, I think it's maybe easier to go on the back end after other people go in front of you and see what works and try to make things work based off of what's worked so well for other smaller franchises. But I really, really like this movie.
The fight scenes were insane.
Yeah. Gina Carraro, who you know, is in the movie, plays a wonderful, strong female character, also villain. And for those that don't know who she was previously, she's basically Ronda Rousey before there was a Ronda Rousey. And you know, just very kick-ass character in the film. You know, I was excited at one point when she's fighting Colossus, and Colossus doesn't want to do something because there may be he's being a proper kind of gentleman, and I thought like, whoa, they're going to show something, but you know, I was kind of disappointed because I do like her very much, but we weren't so lucky.
No.
Jess, you're very quiet.
I'm looking at my hair.
Hair is more exciting now.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Any reason why people should go see it?
Why not?
Well, they could go see Zoolander this weekend.
I actually do want to see that though.
Yeah.
If you want 2 hours of laughing your butt off, go see it.
Yeah. Hilarious. Love the one-liners, but like I said, very much like Ryan Reynolds, every other film that he makes. Or just his main persona. So
yeah, his personality.
But the you know, the one thing that I can say is you know, I thought that for sure we were finally at a point where we go to like MegaCon or these other conventions and we wouldn't see 10,000 Deadpools running around like we did in MegaCon last year. And hopefully I can find the video and insert it here of when we saw the parade of Deadpools running around, because I figured now everyone's going to be Kylo Ren. Because God knows everyone needs to be Kylo Ren.
Yeah, it's going to be Kylo Ren and Deadpool.
Yeah, Kylo Ren, or maybe Deadpool as Kylo Ren as a hybrid. But any event, I'd go see this movie. I enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 for me. 4.5 from Mary. 5 from Jesse. Overall average, 4.5 from the cheap seats. You'll enjoy it. You like comic book movies. You love violence. You love sexy romp type scenes, comic books,
just laughing your ass off.
Very harsh language. You know, what's there not to like?
It's a day in the life of the cheap seats.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. We'd recommend it. On that note, thank you for all of your likes.
Your subscriptions?
Nope. Thank you for your comments.
Subscriptions.
Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. One day Mary will get it right. If you're Deadpool, raise your hands. Deadpool's in the house, y'all.